went in, and his sons and his wife, and his sons' wives with him, into the ark, because of the waters of the flood, of clean beasts and of beasts that are not clean, and I'm on verse 8. Of clean beasts and of beasts that are not clean, and of fowls, and of everything that creepeth upon the earth.
Right, so we know that he took clean and unclean animals onto the ark. What would be the purpose for unclean animals? To clean the earth, right? So just like you have pigs and like shrimp, bottom feeders, lobster, all these things, right? These are all, they all have their purpose, right, with the Most High. Unclean animals were made for a reason. There's a reason why these unclean animals had to come on the ark as well, right? So read on.
There went in 2 and 2 unto Noah into the ark, the male and the female, as the Most High had commanded Noah. And it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were upon the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the second month, the 17th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were open. And the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. And the selfsame day entered Noah and Shem and Ham and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons with them into the ark.
Right.
They and every beast after his kind, and all the cattle after their kind, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth after his kind, and every fowl after his kind.
Right. So I just want to clarify really quick. So now that we have to understand what's happening here, the Most High is about to destroy the earth. He's about to kill everything on the earth. So it's very important that you understand the lineage that everybody comes out of. They have to come from Noah and those 3 sons, right? If you're on this earth right now, you have to come from one of those 3 people, because they repopulated, these 3 sons and their wives repopulated the entire earth, right? So read on.
Every bird of every sort. And they went in unto Noah unto the ark, 2 and 2 of all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. And they that went in male and female of all flesh, as the Most High had commanded him. And the Most High shut him in. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth. And the waters increased and bare up the ark, and it was lifted up above the earth.
So like you on verse 18 or 17?
17.
Okay.
I just read 17.
Okay, come on.
And the waters prevailed and were increased greatly upon the earth. And the ark went upon the face of the waters. And the waters prevailed exceedingly upon the earth, and all the high hills that were under the whole heaven were covered. 15 cubits upward did the waters prevail, and the mountains were covered, and all flesh died that moved upon the earth, both of fowl and of cattle and of beasts, and of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, and every man. All in whose nostrils was the breath of life, of all that was in the dry land died.
Right, so everything that was in the dry land of the animals and of men died. Right, notice it doesn't talk about fish or anything like that, because what? Fish can survive in the water. All right, read on.
And every living substance was destroyed, which was upon the face of the ground, both man and cattle, and the creeping thing, and the fowl of the heaven. And they were destroyed from the earth, and Noah only remained alive, and they that were with him in the ark. And all the waters prevailed upon the earth 150 days.
So it was 150 days that the water was on the earth. Read on.
The book of Genesis, chapter 8 and verse 1. And the Most High remembered Noah and every living thing and all the cattle that was with him in the ark. And the Most High made a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters assuaged. The fountains also of the deep and the windows of heaven were stopped. and the rain from heaven was restrained. So it's telling you that it was water coming from the top and the bottom. It wasn't just raining down from heaven, it was water coming up from the bottom too. So it was raining and it was water coming up from out of the earth. Verse 2, the fountains also of the deep and the windows of heaven were stopped, and the rain from heaven was restrained, and the waters returned from off the earth continually. And after the end of the 150 days, the waters were abated.
All right, so the water started to recede. The water started to go down. All right, read on.
And the ark rested in the 7th month of the 17th day of the month upon the mountains of Ararat. And the waters decreased continually until the 10th month. And the 10th month, on the first day of the month, were the tops of the mountains seen. And it came to pass at the end of 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made, and he sent forth a raven, which went forth to and fro until the waters were dried up from off the earth. Also he sent forth a dove from him to see if the waters were abated from off the face of the ground. But the dove found no rest for the sole of her foot, and she returned unto him unto the ark, for the waters were on the